Hi, my name is Lisa Tremolata and I'm from dominatetheinternet.com.au, and I specialise in helping real estate agents position and promote themselves online, effectively working less hours and making more money. So how do you generate leads via social media? Is that sort of your psychology? Do you think, is it your thought processes? Is it to generate leads or engage, or what's your psychology?
The honest answer is that it depends on the platform. We don't really, we can't really think of social as one big thing that's lead gen, They do different things for different people, and they have different audiences and different touch points for us as a brand. The biggest source of actual business for us is Twitter, far and away, because it's the most human. It's the most approachable, and that actually is the one that generates the most business for us. Facebook is a little bit of a different play. It's actually more of a brand awareness play. And what we actually see is that we look at a lot of data behind what we do in social and also what we do in search. And what happens is that on average, people consider themselves to be in the market for a home for about 2 years here. And that's a National Association for Realtors statistic. And that's obviously a time frame that's extended as the economy has slowed. The only exception to that being the rental market, which is incredibly fast in comparison. But as the economy slowed and that time period gets longer and longer, what happens is that people spend more and more time in social platforms over that 2-year time period, doing things like research and chatting to their friends and talking about the process and actually becoming smarter than ever about what an agent does, essentially. They know about pricing, they know about neighborhoods, they know about what's for sale and things like that. So what happens with us is the process by which they actually start to use specific real estate search websites, like a Zillow or a Trulia, actually happens more towards the end of that process. It's almost sort of like right before they actually reach out to an agent. But they're actually considered in the market and thinking about the home purchasing process way before they even use those websites. And that's really the opportunity for us to use social to touch them in meaningful ways. So by the time they actually get to a syndicator, and we have a number of local ones here, the New York Times is actually a really big one for us here. What happens is that if Corcoran is the one that had the most fun with them, or that resonated with them, or shared pictures with them, or had advice for them in that 2-year period before they start searching, what happens is that when they actually start searching in those syndicators, the Corcoran results mean more. And as we've ramped up our presence in social, we've actually seen very, very aggressive organic growth in search results, whether that's in Google or in the syndicator. So social is actually a really big search play for us because it informs our results inside of search and makes them resonate more. The example that I often use with our team is say, for example, you're in the market for like a new TV or something like that. And you do a search in Google for something like that. You may have, 1 million results, but the first 5, how they're ranked, it's actually, the one that you click on is actually the one that means the most to you, not necessarily the one at the top. And that's a very important social distinction that I think we're seeing Google and Facebook start to wrap their hands around. Because I think it's something that actually happens already in terms of how people decide inside a search.